How you doing, buddies? LTK here, Love Them Knives channel. Thanks for coming in and just hanging out today. Yeah, I got a different knife. This one was recommended to me by Mr. Gear Bear, or as I call him, Wes. Lives up in New York State, up near the Rochester area. And he got one of these knives off the Bastion site. And he goes, oh, it's great knife, good action. Man, I love it, blah, blah, blah. You need to get one, check it out, blah, blah, blah. And he says what'll blow you away is the packaging. It's crazy. He got the one with carbon fiber on the front. And I think his was a liner lock. So you can get different iterations of these from Bastion, which might actually have a normal picture. Hold on here. Yeah, I'm flipping pages. Flipping out. So this is Bastion. And then this is kind of their main page. And you can get products and daily deals and blah, blah, blah. And so they have pistol stuff, EDC gear, EDC knives, other, wallets and crap and this and that. So, of course I'm interested in the knives. So this kind of feels to me like a factor equipment type thing. This is where I don't know if I printed out their mission statement thing. It's like, here's who we are. We go around and we find products that we feel are of exceptional value. And no, I didn't print that out. For you the people, and we will present them to you. So they're selling them under their name. Obviously, this is made in, not necessarily obviously, this is made in China, okay? Titanium frame lock flipper, S35VN blade steel. I've seen them a couple of times and kind of breezed past them and, didn't pull the trigger necessarily, but they sell these for, on their site, retail. And there's backspacer, by the way. Take a quick one before I throw. Yeah, 159 bucks. And that's for this one, which is a S35VN blade. And this is a titanium handle. They have some with D2 steel blade and a steel handle. So that kind of thing, and that's of course a lot less expensive. You can check that out. Here, they're giving you like high-end frame lock. I did not take this apart. Ceramic bearings, a smooth action, blah, 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 6.1 ounces, presentation box, blah, that kind of thing. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but, and I printed off some other pages. I can't remember why, if it was that big a deal. Well, here's kind of some, some other knives they have. See what I'm saying? So, different prices. Let me see if I have anything that's all that valuable other than that. Nah, the products run the gambit and stuff like that. I didn't see any flashlights or anything like that on there, but, it does remind me a little bit about factor equipment. So these are purveyors of goods and not necessarily like a knife manufacturer like Benchmade or somebody like that. So in any case, so obviously these are OEM'd out to somebody and they manufacture them and then they sell them through their site. Interesting knife. You notice here, these screws, there's no place for your Torxes here on this side other than this plate that you can remove to go right hand or left hand on this pocket clip, which looks pretty good. There's where, of course, all the openings are for being able to disassemble the knife. These three here. You have ambidextrous thumb studs. You can see your stop pin there. And, a lot of these things are, a lot of your blades are cut away like this to fit, kind of wrap around that stop pin, that kind of thing. So it's kind of a sheep's point blade. think I had a piece of paper around here that I've been fumbling around with, but yeah, it's pretty sharp out of the box. That's reasonable. You know, I got spoiled on the mirror edge stuff from Kevin, his sharpening service. So, wow. But now, yeah, as a factory working edge, that's reasonably sharp. You know, it feels comfortable in the hand. The ergos are good. It's plain. There's not a lot of fancy work going on in here on the front or the back, but it's, you know, I didn't want to get the carbon fiber one, and then when I talked to Wes, he goes, "Yeah, you know what? I think it was smart not to get the carbon fiber one, because you know the carbon fiber was a little too dressy for me. Blah 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 blah, whatever." So I just didn't want to get the carbon fiber because I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, I don't like that anymore. Not that I won't put a knife up on my site like that, but the slab of carbon fiber in the front, then you got the titanium and the frame lock or the steel or, you know, whatever on the back. And so it looks like two different pieces of two different puzzles put together. I mean, if you kind of just think about it, I know you get used to seeing a different presentation side and then the backside being totally different. And I'm not happy with trying to get used to that anymore. I was, but now I've changed my mind. In any case, here you can see you got an over travel stop in here, and you got a hardened steel insert in here to interface with the S35VN steel. Solid. Feels solid. The action's good. The drop is good on this knife. You know, and we're not talking about a $250, $220 knife. We're talking about $159. That's $160. Then, you're right in there with some of the knives, like from Tuya Knives, which comes to mind immediately because they're in the 150s and they're already anode and they're really nice. So this is kind of in that crowd. Let me show you something that I got this. Actually, Wes gave me this knife for Christmas. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I opened it up and I'm like, we're not even dating, dude. I can't believe I didn't send him squat diddly, And this is amazing. This is District Knives. This is the Apollo. But in any case, when I got this out of the box, it so much reminded me of that. And then I finally got this out. And yeah, it is different. It is different. But, I hadn't looked at this one in a while, been in my drawer. And when just first impressions, like, other than the blade shape, these, this machining stuff looks so similar. But now it's different. Both made in China, of course, This one being I don't know what costs you for one now. I don't know if they even make them, but $265, $275 back when they were up and for sale. So you can look. I mean, so if this is worth $275, is this worth $159? I mean, you got to make that call. You got to make that call, but this does feel substantial in the hand. I mean, he was super impressed, and I don't know. You get, high-end Chinese manufacturer, or at least seems to be ceramic bearings and all that. I'm starting to get lost, and I don't know if you do, but I kind of the lines get blurred a little bit on me, and then I'm going, why am I paying another 100 and whatever? So, yeah, I mean, it really comes down to design and what do you really like, the heft, the size, the style, that kind of thing. I think this one begs to be pimped, a little bit, put some color on it because you're not doing a lot of stuff here or a lot of stuff here, So, yeah, maybe. Depends. Otherwise, you got kind of a blank canvas. Like I said, probably not the piercing king, but you could do some, but more the slicing. And of course, with the flipper tab, there's your contact patch, which is about typical. Check the box out. Okay, since we're down here, right? This one keeps wanting to flop out, but so the knife came like this. All right. Oh, get out of here. Came like this, and then this over it. But look at that. I mean, you get these two Torxes, a number 6 and a number 8, so you can take your knife apart, and a microfiber cloth, which I haven't pulled out of there yet. Close up, really nice. I mean, it's trying to make it look like kind of a leather-covered thing, which I don't think it is. Or I'll guarantee it's not leather, but kind of that look to it. And nice though, and back open. So yeah, I mean, I think the presentation is pretty incredible for a $159 knife, and that's a swack, isn't it? Listen to that. That's solid. There's your engagement here. That's way in, right? That's 50, 60%. Let me look around the side. That's 70%. That's way in there. Yeah, that's solid. And there's no lock, rock, or blade play on this knife. And I haven't taken it. Ooh, I didn't have it engaged. But in any case, so I'd done like that and hadn't completely pulled it out. So you can do that. But in any case, now it's engaged. Yeah. No, I hadn't taken it apart or done anything, so I hadn't cleaned it or relubed it or put it back together, adjusted the pivot or anything. This is just the way it came out of the box, and it's good. It's good. Centered up. Yep, centered up. And, it says Bastion up here. So did they billboard the blade up? Nope. Nice satin grind. Over here, just the steel. That's it. Yeah, not too shabby. Let's pull this out of the way. Oh my God, if I could ever find my scale. I got a lot of stuff piled around this table, sorry. But it's just the way she rolls sometimes. Try and get these things out of frame. Grams. 173.8, so that's, yeah. And ounces. Yeah, 6.1. They weren't lying. They weren't lying about that. Now, comparison on size. 13 minutes. I can't believe. Does it take me 13 minutes to do that? Lord almighty. Fancy. So the Para 2, pretty close. Pretty close in size. Let's give the advantage to the Para 2 on aspect ratio, and still look really, really close. So that makes me wonder. The Para 2 is 8 1/4 overall. Let's see what we got for 8 1/4 overall here. Bertha, get on it. Oh yeah, just about the same. Just an 1/8 difference. Yeah, 3.5 inch blade. 8 3/8 overall. 8.5 inch blade, meaning 90 millimeters, and 21 centimeters overall. Let's take a little look at the blade stock. I'm going to guess about 4 millimeters, but let's see. Oh yeah, it's going to be really close. 0.149. Oh, yeah. 3.8. I don't know if I can get it right in here. Yeah, 3.84. Overall width, it's not all that horribly wide. 12.5 millimeters. Yeah, 1/2 inch. So 6.1. It's it's a chunk of change. It is a chunk of change. It's comfortable in the hand. I do like this design. As I do this. Different blade shapes and everything, but kind of that you know, that real ergo handle feel to it. Kind of a blank canvas, but, you know, kind of industrial in that way. I mean, you got this little sharpening choil in here, so you can get to it and sharpen it. Looks like you might be able to detach these thumb studs if you want. I don't think you're going to hit them anyhow, even on a fixed sharpening system. Pretty good little grind along here. It really looks like it's been well done, so I, you know, have to applaud Bastion in that regard, that I think it's been well done. And the backspacer, I like. I like the fact that it's as long as it is too. You know, it always protects the blade from other things that might intrude on it in your pocket. You don't want something to jam through and nick the edge or interfere with that in some way or the other. And you've got a lanyard area. You know, palm swell, comfort in the hand. Yeah, reverse grip. Good too, good too. Yeah, I mean, it's a thinker. It really is, especially at that price range. Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's something you might be interested in. I don't know. I just didn't see a lot of information on it otherwise. And yeah, it's solid. Thank, bank, bam. Detent is, you know, kind of typical for these knives. This one is pretty good. I'd say it's a 5.5. I tried to fail it the other day. See, I just tried to fail it there and it didn't fail. Ah, crap, no. I can usually fail any flipper tab. Am I going to fail this one? Come on, I'm going to fail you. Yes, I did. So that wasn't easy to fail. So it does hold on to the blade pretty good. Let me pull it away from the camera a minute. See. Okay, yeah, I can gravity flip it. 5.5. I'm still going to stay with my 5.5. 5 to 5.5. So right in there. And it's pretty typical of a lot of these knives. Probably pretty much like this. Now this one's easier. This one's lesser of a detent. This one's probably 4 3/4 to a 5. Yeah, this one, I bet I can gravity flip this on camera. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is not as strong a detent. This is a stronger detent here. So there you go. Go figure on that, huh? It's not all about the detent though. That doesn't make it good or bad, it just makes it different. I mean, you don't want a detent so bad it just falls out, you know? And you want that to retain some hold here as you build momentum, and when that energy releases that it snaps open. So, and it does. And so this is good. I like it. I do. I like it. You know, I think that's a reasonable price, and it's kind of an interesting design. It's solid in the hand. So, yeah, it might be something that I'd be interested in you know, having somebody pimp it out, because it's not like safe queen status, but it would be kind of interesting if somebody did some stuff to it. I think it's kind of gives you and it's a solid knife to boot. And I don't think you've wasted your money in any way, shape, or form. Presentation is great, isn't it? Whew, man, doesn't get much better than that. And not only that cloth, why they threw this in, I don't know. But this is actually the titanium frame lock one. You can get titanium coated or whatever finish on a steel handle with D2, and then you can go get carbon fiber, and then the liner locks, you know. So this is a frame lock, actual titanium handle. So, what can I say? Oh, just in case you're still here and you want, see, here's the model number. And I know here, this confused me, but it's not a titanium coated handle. This is, because if you look, when they describe, and it's the exact same model number on here, okay, on here, but they say titanium front and back. Okay, and I believe up here, titanium handle. And, you know, just, so it did freak me out. So, yeah, the hardware, yeah, that's steel. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. And there's nothing here. Okay, so there's no magnetism. Now, that doesn't mean it's titanium. It could be a coated magnetic steel, but I doubt it. I really do, because they're saying it's titanium, and I think this packaging got a little bit confusing, but no. And if you look at the model numbers, that's what the TTNM is all for. So, yes, it is titanium. I would bet on that if I was going to be placing bets. Thank you so much. Hanging around. Here I go again. 21 minutes. It's like, stop it, dude. No, we'll just keep bothering you time after blessed time. Because you know what we do around here? We love them knives, so stay sharp.